Ladies and gentlemen, Exposinga. Now, today I just want us to have a conversation about our schools, how our schools are still run today, and even the language that I'm using right now, speaking to you. I think abandoning our native languages was the biggest mistake that we ever did as a generation, as a black people, as Africans, as Kenyans. That is what we did. Abandoning our own language to speak in whatever I am speaking in right now. Can you imagine when we were in school, one could not express themselves in English properly, right? Because probably you come from Kikuyu community, you come from Luya community, you come from the Luo community, you come from the Kamba, Kalenjin, Maasai, and mention all those varieties of dialects that were there originally. And somehow the Kamba could go and trade with Maasai. And the Maasai would come and sell their cows to the, Walalos and so on, and business was just as normal. Whether we came from a different background, different language, still we could communicate and do business. So economy was booming and nothing was bad. Until somebody came and turned us against ourselves by believing that our language was not good enough, was not proper. So they did not just physically colonize us, they went even deeper to spiritually break us down, not to believe in our own language. I remember during my time in primary school, when you were in kindergarten, it was okay. You could speak in your language. You're busy crying there as a baby, and the teacher is talking to you in your mother tongue, telling you, oh, you'll go back home. Mom is going to come for you. And then they will sing, for example, in Luya, they would sing for me in Luya, for me to calm down that my mother is going to come, so I should just sit down and listen to what the teacher is going to do or what we are going to do today. And then we could maybe be given snacks, porridge, and then we go home. But when it reached to class 3, things turned. Okay, during my time it was not grade, it was class 3. So you're being forced to speak in this foreign language, okay, so-called English. And all the subjects are designed in that, apart from one unit which was Kiswahili. So that means if you don't understand English, you are a failure. You understand? So the only favor for us was like, since I understand mathematics, it is just numbers. Nishaambiwa inamaanisha plus, inamaanisha minus, inamaanisha subtraction, inamaanisha addition. So I just play with numbers. But when it comes to English subjects, science, GHC, tulikuwa na GHC, tulikuwa na social studies, CRE, and other subjects, I had to know English. And for teachers to enforce this, they used to have different methods. In our school, you could be given a bone, a very bad rotting bone. So they put a string in between the bone marrows and then they put it on your neck. So even your friends will stay away because you're smelling bad because you don't know English. Okay? And for some time, after repeat of that and again, one used to believe they are stupid. A student could believe that they are foolish, and other students could actually see you as a fool. And you know nothing, you understand nothing, just because you cannot express yourself in 2, 3, 4 words in English. And I sat down sometime and asked, who came up with English? And I remember it was Teacher Simon. Teacher Simon told me, that's a good question, but English was taught by the British, the people who colonized our ancestors. And it was a good answer, but then I asked again, Teacher Simon, then if these people colonized our ancestors, they beat them up, they forced them to communicate in this language, why are you still forcing us? And then the teacher looked at me and told me that actually I'm paid to do that. I like my mother tongue. He was a Kikuyu. Alikuwa anaitwa Simon Madheri. I like my mother tongue, but when I come to school, I cannot talk to your friends in Kikuyu, even though I know they are Kikuyus. I can only talk to them in English, and if they talk to me in our mother tongue, I will be forced to put a bond around their neck. And I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Many of the students that are considered failures, the only problem was language barrier. Why? Because teachers could not put in effort to date, even this CBC thing, to date, they could not put in effort to teach us in our mother tongue. For example, I don't understand mathematics. You teach me in my mother tongue. It could be better, like building good schools in Kikuyu, so that kids that come from Kikuyu community, if, for example, the whole nation agrees, we have to learn English, we don't force children to learn English. We take it as a unit. Tell me white people who are forced to study in Kiswahili to come and work in Kiswahili nations. Nobody forces them. They choose it. Go to Russia. Nobody forces them. They choose to learn English. Go to China. Go to India. Nobody forces them. But we have been brainwashed to this date. That is why you can see even President, the other day the president was looking like an orphan. When there was the G7, whatever that is. Donald Trump was there with the other white people, you know, they're looking at each other. You're good? Nice. Our president was just there looking as if this is a, you know, a scarecrow. A scarecrow looking, you know. So I am really saddened by this situation. And I'm looking at my teachers, my former teachers, looking at them putting me in a sack, putting me, you know, in situations that made me feel so bad because I don't understand English. All of that, if you want to work in good offices, you must know how to dress properly, you must know how to communicate in English. Now we communicate in English. We can dress properly if we choose to. But can I tell you, that degree, that certificate that we carry with ourselves, despite the fact that now we learned the language by force, by fire, abandoning our own thinking that our Kiluya, our Kikuyu, our Kidholuo, our Kisi, our Kiembu, our Meru was bad. Still, we have no jobs. And the people who have good jobs are those farmers, are people who own businesses, and they don't need actually to know English. I think it's high time we chose our own languages, our own cultures over these foreign things. I don't know what you think, guys. Let me just have your let me have your comments in the comment section, because it's really boring, you know. You be forced, for example, for me, for 16 years, that I have to speak this language because my language is inferior. And if I speak in my language, or even if I shrub, I look inferior. What do you think, guys? Should we abandon this thing, or let me hear in your comment section?